Hey guys, we are back, the Coastal Critiques panel, with our review for season 4, episode 10, If I Could Turn Back Time, as well as episode 12, Icy Apologies. Yes, this is our review for The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Ta-da!
Excuse me, miss. Did you say episode 10? I think you did say, because I looked
I did say 10. I meant 11. Oops.
And I looked up, I said, she got 10 and 12 on her plate.
Well, I'm already fired.
It's been a while, so she's a little rusty. We're a little rusty, y'all. We're just a little bit rusty, just a little bit.
A lot rusty. But,
we are here to review 11 and 12. 11 and 12 we are doing. Hello, my beautiful little sister. How are you today?
Hi, I have missed you. I'm glad we are back. And sticking to our word, we told you guys we're going to see this season through and through, and that's what we've been doing. It might not come at the same time sometimes, but we are here. We are always going to come through at some point. So we appreciate you guys for sticking through this. We're at 12 episodes now. So thank you guys so much for sticking around and catching these reviews and bearing with us. Yes. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving, better than mine. It's been interesting.
Boo on your Thanksgiving. Boo on your Thanksgiving. Mine was okay. Mine was really nice. You know, our sister came and seen us. Well, seen me.
Yeah.
I shout out to Nola Reese with the good gumbo and the good food. Served it up like no other. It was delicious. We did our thizzle. We had a great time. And we did miss you because, beyond her control, our little sister got a little flu.
It was a big flu. It was a big flu. Y'all, please stay as protected as you can, because the sicknesses, it is cold and flu season and all that. So please keep yourself protected as possible. I don't recommend the flu to anyone. But I'm here. So that's all that matters. Yes. We're pushing through. Want to get these reviews out.
Absolutely.
These 2 episodes. What did you think? Where's your mind at right now about this season?
My mind. Oh, well, for the season, actually, the season has been pretty good. You know what I mean? I feel like it's been keeping my. I've been excited to see it every Tuesday. We do our review on Wednesday, so excuse me when I was about to say Wednesday, but yeah, I get excited like, ooh, Salt Lake City come on tonight, and so I've been excited. They've been keeping us, Monica's been keeping us on our toes. Lisa's been keeping us on our toes. Meredith looks like she's about to break out and back into the scene, how we usually like her. Mary's been in hiding a little bit, but her peekaboos are always good,
Yeah, I concur with all of that. Heather's
always a key. And Heather's always a key.
I do enjoy Heather. I enjoy Heather. And
what you think?
I mean, it's definitely been giving. It has. And I feel like it's still kind of overlooked by a lot of people in comparison to some of the larger franchises, but I can't hate on Salt Lake City. Yeah, definitely gives me my Tuesday, I don't really feel like it's midweek. I feel like more Wednesday is midweek, but whatever. It still gives me what I need throughout the week.
Your pre-hump day. Yeah.
It gives me that. So
here's the other thing, sister. To their credit, and no disrespect to any of our Caucasian viewers, because I love all women and all men, It's no, no colorism, racism, nothing of that over here.
Mhm.
So, but when I say that to say that, I prefer to watch my my black, housewives. That's what I do, or my
Yeah.
black medicine, those shows.
Mhm.
So, excuse me, I was trying to hold it, but it wouldn't let me hold it.
Bless
But
you.
but with these ladies being of the Caucasian persuasion, they really keep my attention along with how I felt about Dubai. Like those two, I can watch both of them, and I'm like, I give them a good fix. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna give
yeah,
that.
yeah,
That is
yes,
give that
yes.
again.
I love that you are in the building because yes, yes, yes. Thank you. I
Yes,
appreciate
yes,
the
yes.
building.
Astute Queen Scott, thank you so much for showing all this love to both our channels, y'all. If you are not following, you need to be following. There is great content on. Wait, I don't have any mods here or anything to drop the link, but please
But
check out
you can
Astute
drop
Queen.
it too. You can
Yeah, let me
please
take
drop it
like 2
into.
seconds. Let me
Yeah,
take 2
okay.
seconds to do
She's
that.
gonna do it for you. But yes, ma'am, that we love Astute Queen Beat and her thoughts. and
I love it
her
all.
all she does her thing and she gives you what is the thing that I'm not gonna say consecutive, but but you know what I mean. She's on all the time, and I try. You know, I'm
Yes.
still trying. I'm still trying, y'all. I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm trying. But
Mm,
we appreciate you. Still, you're always welcome in our chat. You're
yes.
always welcome. We always enjoy your thoughts, like I said earlier. So yeah, thank you for joining us. We really, really appreciate
We
it.
do, we do, but
Yeah, I
yeah,
like the word melanin deficient. Yeah, the melanin deficient, you know, housewives. They don't get as much action on my TV because I already have a full plate on my black TV. So
yeah,
yeah, so
yeah. That's
yeah.
why I'm keeping the. I really tried to because I want to focus on other things on here too as well, other than reality TV. That's why I'm keeping these to like a minimum right now because there's just so many. Usually, I would be doing Bell Collective and whatever else, but I can't do it all
The
right now.
melanin is they popping.
Yeah,
Very medicine, Potomac,
Sundays. Sundays are good days.
Male Collective. Oh man,
Sundays are good days too.
man.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There's good days.
Yeah, it's going down.
But y'all, please again, if you haven't hit the like button on both channels, go ahead and do so. Also hit that subscription button if you're not subscribed as well. Shout outs to the replay gang. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments afterwards. But and whoever's in the bushes, hello, 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 come through. We want to hear your thoughts in the chat as well. But we're gonna get
And the
into
chat
it.
always continues in the comment section when you're on the replay. So when you have a thought or we said something that might have bothered you or something you may agree with, drop it in the comment section. We
Yeah, let's
see
talk
them.
about it.
We
I do.
will have a dialogue with you. So you can definitely leave a comment. We will definitely okay?
Yep. Yep.
So
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh, you
yeah,
told
we're
me.
on season 4, episode 11, and it is If I Could Turn Back Time. So
Emphasis
yeah,
on
we start out.
churn.
Yes, emphasis on churn, churn, churn. I love me some churn, but I really do. So anyway, Heather's daughter Ashley calls from Cali, out here by me, near us, and
Mhm.
Heather fills her in. The book signing party. Uh,
What happened? Oh.
I'm because on my notes I was like, yeah, this ish with Ashley that she wants to do like a part 2. Okay, so because I was like, why did I say that? Okay, anyway, she fills her in on the signing party, which was great. It was a nice signing party. I really enjoyed it, and her daughter is so pretty. She looks like she belongs in California. She looks like a Cali girl. She
She
really does.
really
She
does.
looks
I
right
think she
on
goes.
there.
Yeah,
Where she go?
I think she goes to USC. So yeah, she's
Oh, she
probably.
does. Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, because I was like, wait, I don't know why I would think that she would be at Berkeley, but I didn't know. I took our nieces by USC campus to show them what it looks like and how big it is. And that's all Nola can say is, oh my God, this school is big. I said, yeah, it takes up some blocks. Some blocks and blocks, and a big block and a long block, and then this block and down that block and still down that block. So yeah, it's pretty big. So kudos to her being at USC. So she tells her that she wants to go to appreciation for the girls that showed up to the book signing. So what she wants to do is like a more traditional thing, brunch. So we still find out what it is. And her daughter agrees and thought that was pretty cool. She's like, yeah, you should do it. Pretty much to pull them out the comfort zone, because when we think of traditional back in the day Mormons, you think of the Amish and the bonnets and the aprons and the women just, I don't know, a little house on the prairie, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you think of, right? So and the Mormons we see before us, namely, well, I'll go with Lisa. She doesn't look like but I don't think we should judge anybody. Like, if that's how she dressed and she's still dancing for the Lord and have a relationship with her, that's what it is. And I can't tell her how to dress and what to do in her church and anywhere else. So anywho, we head over to Monica's house. We head over to Monica's house, and she was speaking with her daughter about going to prom stuff, and they bring out. She's a pretty little girl too. She has such a pretty innocence about her that I love. So she brings out photo albums, and yes, a woman after my own heart, Monica. I have photo albums as well. And yeah, she had to explain what this was. She's like, why do you have so many of them? First of all, why do you have them, and why do you have so many? And she brings out photo albums, and which is dear to her heart, because her mom, we found out before and in this episode as well that her mom threw out all her dad's pictures, her photographs of her father being mad at him one day. And so Monica doesn't have any idea. Maybe she has an idea, but the idea could be something she's made up in her head of what she thinks her father should look like. So she really has no idea what her father looks like. And she's really a pretty lady. And she doesn't, not that her mom is not pretty. When we see her with the dark hair in these pictures, I can see them looking a little bit more alike. But with the blonde hair, she doesn't look like her mom as much. And so I'm thinking to myself, oh, she probably looks more like her dad. So, so it's near and dear to Monica's heart. She brings out the photo albums, and she shows her the album of her being a queen, being crowned prom queen, which is always a good moment for any young lady that is involved, that that gets to be part of the court, is what they call it, with the princesses and then the queen. So that was nice to see her, have those photographs. Even though she skipped it through, like, no, oh yeah, no, we're not gonna look at that, because it was mostly like ex-boyfriends and things like that. But then she pulled out the other book, and that book, had pictures of her daughter's biological father, even though Monica's ex-husband is the father that she knows. But she does have pictures of her father and her in the hospital. And so, she thumbed through that a little bit. So that was a really nice thing to have. And I know it holds even more significance now that she doesn't have pictures of her own mom, her own dad. What say you on that, sis?
It was I don't know if I was surprised or how I felt, but I definitely honed in on the fact that I'm like, wow, this is the first time that you're telling your daughter this, or like she just didn't have any recollection that this is like the truth behind like the family and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't have kids, obviously, so I'm
you didn't say that, sister.
You want to tell? your kids from certain
She didn't.
things, of course, huh?
She didn't say that though. She said that this wasn't her first time. This is her first time seeing the book, but she knew who her father is and all that stuff.
Well, no, I'm obviously she knows that wasn't her biological dad. I know she knew that, but as far as like the grandma like throwing the stuff away or whatever, she was like, "Oh, Vovo did that," or I didn't. She the way she reacted, her word choice told me that she didn't know the depth of like their Monica and her mom's like past and trauma and stuff like that and all that. So that's why I was like, oh, not. And I'm like, again, double-edged sword. I'm like, on one hand, I'm like, oh, she didn't know this. Then I'm like, wait, no, she's a kid too, so she shouldn't even be abreast to stuff. So I kind of honed it on that and was like trying to figure out how I felt about that. But as far as everything else, I commend her for making the choice to be like, okay, this is what we're not doing. When you look over and you see your child playing with drugs, like that's what we're not doing. That takes a immense amount of strength to just, go out into the unknown at such a young age. You and your toddler, I guess at that point she was what, 1 or whatever.
She said more like 8 months. I thought she said.
She said she was playing, so I was trying to think of like how old you're playing, like that.
On the floor at 8 months.
Yeah, so probably like 8 months. I'm assuming. So that takes a lot. She definitely has a story to tell, and I want to hear it. I want to hear more of her story, not on this platform, kind of, because I feel like since it's Housewives, we're always trying to fact check everything and kind of see the cracks and kind of see if everybody's really showing up and telling the truth for real. So I don't want her story to get downplayed or scrutinized just because we're on this show. So I hope she does find another way to get her story out and share, because I'm sure it can help somebody out there, or there are people that would like to hear more about that. So we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see with Monica.
Hey, LaDonna. How you, LaDonna? Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you being here.
We
appreciate you. So we head over to where Angie and her husband Sean. I ain't mad at it. I appreciate it. Angie and Sean has date night, and they have not had date night or date. Like if they and I don't even know. They didn't really put years on it or whatever. First of all, I love that everybody's driving my car. I love a Porsche. It's my favorite car. And
everybody's got
they're balling. They ball. You hear me?
For real. I see that every time I look at Angie. Like, if I could see money when I look at anybody, I see it when I look at Angie. I see it when I look at Lisa too, I guess. But Angie,
Lisa. I love walls. Her marble walls in her house is like.
That's what it is.
Child. Okay, let me get back. Let me change back. Let me go back. So they're out, and they it's so awkward between the two of them.
Oh my goodness.
They have awkward silence. They order their food. There's no small banter at all. It's like I even want to be like, so babe, what you gonna eat? What you got to taste for? They didn't ask nobody nothing. There's nothing going on. What?
It was so cringy.
It was. I didn't like it at all. Yes, she does have a beautiful home. Oh my God! I
need a home tour, actually.
Me too. Can we get that, Bravo? Can we get a home tour from Angie, please? Thank you. Excuse me, y'all. And so Angie points out that they do more for their daughter. They are like two ships passing in the night, basically. It's like they treat their daughter, who is, what is she? Probably 12. I'm giving her 12, but she ain't 5.
Mm-hmm.
5-year-olds, you know, you don't want them to see different things. 12-year-olds, they see everything and analyze everything. So you guys are showing her, yeah, that you guys are staying together, but you're not showing her how to be a family and make family work. It's the weirdest, cringiest thing. It really is. So it makes sense that people would come for her marriage and use rumors for their marriage if anybody is smelling what's cooking in their kitchen, because there's nothing going on and it's painfully obvious, and it's like, yeah, so they're both in the same boat in trying to figure out what can they do to bring intimacy back, to bring conversation back, to bring the marriage back, because like I said earlier, they're pouring into their kid too much. She listens to country music, she listens to rap music, and they're both annoyed with one another, and that's a problem. You know, it's like, how did you guys get to those two extremes? And, I mean, I can see if we're in separate cars and everything, but like, there's no. I feel like that's no gray area. Country music to rap music, it's just, that's kind of weird. So that's when you start finding people that are more interested, that you're interested with them, and that's how things start falling apart. I'm not saying that it's happening, but those are door opening things right there.
Yeah, yeah. That was just so awkward for me. But honestly, though, at first I was like, how? Like, I was so mind blown and so just like scrunching my face up. But then at the same time, I was like, no, this is actually the sad truth is this is actually a lot of people's reality behind closed doors. And I feel like a lot of people, and we even saw it, or at least I saw it a lot during the panorama when everything shut down and everybody was forced to have to be in a shared space with someone that they're used to, just again, two ships sail passing the night, that only he be over here and that person be over there outside the house. And a lot of people actually do live like that, and kind of do uh avoid focusing on that aspect, or the fact that they're drifting apart or just pretty much coexisting and being roommates and living like parallel lives. A lot of people, yeah, don't spend time together at all. And I personally never want to get to that point. But it is something that a lot of people go through. I do hope that they are serious when they say that they're going to make time for each other. They're going to prioritize their marriage. No ifs and buts about it. I hope that they do. I would never want to see anybody's marriage fall apart, of course, especially when I feel like if what they're saying is true, that there's been no like malice or no like infidelity or anything crazy that they can't salvage. It seems to be salvageable. So yeah, you should probably do that. And also, what happens if I don't know, Laura, well, I forget, not Laura, I forget what their daughter's name is, but what happens
Electra.
What happens if she's the type of teenager that in a year or two she don't want to have nothing to do with you? And not even just that, maybe she might just, I don't know, have a social life and start doing those things before she even hits 18 and leaves the nest. You guys, that time is coming real. It could come at any day. She might come home tomorrow and be like, I want to have a sleepover. I want to go, we want to go to the mall and have a sleepover and do this, that, and other thing with her friends. And then you guys are going to be forced to do, deal with one another then. So you should probably do it on your own terms now and start trying to just date one another again. And that's something that people lose sight of a lot of times and forget, like, you have to keep that spark alive. Otherwise, this is what happens. And you guys are just kind of like,
Yeah, it definitely happens after the 10-year mark. It really starts creeping back up around the 15-year mark. And when you hit the 20-year mark, it's um, because there's so much growth within your own self. You learn, 20 years or 15 years go by, you're a different person, as we all should be. It's not like it's nobody's fault. It's just like, we're all growing, we're all maturing, we're all learning more every single day about ourselves along with your partner. So if you do have to make it, not that I want her to pencil it in. We don't like penciling in things, but yes.
You should want to spend time with your partner. If you don't,
Right.
then we got to figure this out. Like, why don't you to
Where there's a hit and miss, there's something. So yeah, we just, we hope that they get through it. The fact that they're talking about it is always a step in the right direction. So, we hope that they can do it. She did cry a little bit, shed a few tears. And Sean, was just really just letting her know, like, yeah, we don't have to reprioritize this whole relationship because, yeah, it's not going to be good if we go. Lisa pulls up to Heather's house, and she cracks my Porsche.
She messed that up. Like, that's like, it doesn't look like much probably to certain people.
A lot of money. That whole
that's coming off. Some money. Yeah,
that whole piece of are a lot of money.
That's not a little scratch. No. Dang it! I gotta tell John.
Oh, I heard her shoes are so cute. That little bright green shoes. I said, girl, you better dress your face off with that purse. You better get it.
For the most part, everybody. I don't want to. I want to say 90% of the cast definitely brings it when in the fashion department and on this particular platform.
I agree. They yeah. It might not be something. I feel like it fits the way they dress, the way their bodies are.
Everybody's style.
Yeah, it's like a Sex in the City type of thing. And I didn't really watch that, so when I referenced it, if it's not, forgive me because I didn't watch it. I just feel like that's what it feels like.
I love Sex.
But I'm just saying, because I didn't get it to watch it from the beginning, I've never watched, so I'm gonna go back and watch it one year.
I started watching it in high school, I want to say. Like right almost after like it was over pretty much, and the first movie was about to come out. I went back and watched.
Like I never watched the movie. I've never seen the show, so I was like, I don't want to watch the movie because I want to see the show.
I think you
I know I would. So yeah, that's what it's giving me. Their fashion gives me like something I would be flipping through Vogue and I would see somebody that looks like Lisa standing there, not so much shapely, but when she puts her clothes on, the color complements the shape that she has. And I appreciate that. Ladies that are not black. So anyway, so the Porsche gets cracked. Then she walks in and of course, stupid Heather. I love Heather's humor. Oh my God, I'm going to have to take up a collection. She going to take up a collection to get the Porsche fixed. I said, first of all, she ran over your rock. She said, I got to get the rock removed. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, but. And she was like, Lisa's like, yeah, you do. And I'm thinking, Lisa, don't act like the rock jumped up and hit your car. You ran over the rock. But anyway, back to the fast food. Bring that fast food back, because that's the next sentence. Heather has all the food that Lisa eats fast food. The Wendy burger, the chicken nuggets, the frosties, the fries, some shortbread cookies, cakes from pastry place. Girl, and another store. And okay, so Lisa is 48, I believe, somewhere around there. I believe. Well, I know that Angie is 48, and Angie said she's older than both of them. She's still around 47, 48. Lady.
Yeah, they're about, and then I think Heather's 50 or 48.
You can't be eating that food like that, girl. That's why she's so small. I'm like,
the thing is, though, I honestly, though, the thing is, people like her, she reminds me of my uncle. Like sometimes you would think the person that eats so crazy like that, it would be like the most unhealthy person. But honestly, she's probably like healthier than like all of us in this freaking live right now combined. Like those people be the ones that are like randomly really healthy.
Not for me. I'm gonna tell you why. The only reason why I'm gonna say why. The only reason why I used to agree with that kind of stuff because I'm looking at the size of her and stuff. But I feel like as small as she is, I bet you I could outrun her and she would be more tired, even though she's small.
No, yeah, but like health wise, like if she's going tomorrow.
For my health wise, I'm figuring when you go to those fast food spots, they ain't right there in the window when you about to pay them in the drive-thru. In the drive-thru, it says this food may cause cancer. The stuff in this the ingredients in this food may cause cancer. So for me, I don't look at it like that. I look at it like you are almost trying to dodge a bullet every time you eat that stuff. It's okay to eat it occasionally, but you can't. It's like, where's the nutrients? What vitamins is she truly getting? Unless she's taking them, which she must. She got
the lettuce on the.
She cannot be living off of this food. It just could not be happening. It's just crazy to me. But teach its own. I even sent my son just the other day. Somebody sent to me. I feel like it might have been Auntie Bernice, but somebody sent to me that it said that McDonald's chicken nuggets got 30 ingredients in it. And I was like, so I sent it to my son. 30 ingredients.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And so I was floored. And so today I sent to him last night when he didn't come downstairs. So then today when I seen him, I said, did you get the thing I sent you? He said, yeah. I said, so we're not eating at McDonald's ever again? He said, no, I'm still going to get my fries and my shake. So it's just, we're just so conditioned to what we like. And, I'm not saying I'm never going to eat at McDonald's either. I'm just saying you just still be careful. So she's a little older. She needs to be careful. And she's not teaching her kids nothing but bad habits. So your kids are going to only eat that too now because that's all you fed them. You don't cook. When y'all go out to eat.
She better get a HelloFresh subscription and stay home. Like, that's not even it would be like, it's just, first of all, I would be over it. Like, it's
and she eats candies and sweets. I mean, she's like she acts like a 10-year-old. Like, when it comes to food.
Never matured, yes.
No, yes. And I'm not mad at it. I'm just pointing it out, y'all. So, so I put here, so Lisa is enjoying feeling like being the center of attention, and Heather, in Heather's life right now. And she says they haven't been in this place in at least 5 years. Lisa shares with Heather how Jack is getting annoyed with her because she keeps saying the mission is about a bougie mission to Colombia. Heather is like, yeah, stop saying that because that's annoying. He's gonna get to go shopping once a week at the grocery store, and that's it. Nothing glamorous about that, so please stop doing that. And I don't understand why Lisa doesn't see how annoying she is when it comes to her son. I know she probably doesn't because, she just feels like it's love, but I just sometimes I'll be like, are you doing this on purpose? I don't know. I feel like sometimes she does it on purpose. So anything you got to say about that part of the scene right there?
You said that part of the scene? No. Well, I will say, how I was like, yeah, Lisa's been my I don't want to say favorite, but
you've been on her side. You've been on her team. She's been showing,
but she showed some stuff in both of these episodes that's just like, who makes it hard for me to still be like, yeah, I'm a Lisa fan, because even though she's probably like maybe kidding or whatever, it's still, I feel like it's always perhaps laced with a little truth, because these are the things that people like Monica say about her. When she first came in and she was like, yeah, me and Heather and like phased our relationship right now. She's doing everything right. I was like, she's doing everything right. Like, okay, what are you doing then? Like, what do you like? She's doing everything right, but that leaves nothing on your to-do list then? Like, she's just supposed to be trying to please you, and as long as you're pleased, it's all good. It was just
so one-sided. Even in the next scene right here, where Heather shares with Lisa that she wants to take them on a tropical trip because she has spoke with Monica, and we get flashback of the talk back, but she tells her just, I spoke with Monica, and Monica's grandmother is from Bermuda, and she used to spend her summers there. So I thought, I want to do a trip. It's somewhere tropical. Let's do that. She's Heather thought it would be a good idea to go there. We get flashback to Monica and Heather drinking. Heather is saying to Monica that she and Lisa need to make up because she is going to be inviting her on the Bermuda trip. And Monica says, okay, fine, a drunk, okay, fine, but a drunk is still, okay, fine, okay, whatever it takes, okay. And so Monica said, so then we go back to Lisa's back where they were really at. That was a flashback. Now Lisa responds to Heather and she's like, yeah, I'm not really interested or in her apology. I really don't want anything to do with it. So she's washing her hands of it. So what do you think? Lisa's right for doing that? Do you think she's jumping the gun? Do you think she holding a grudge? Like,
no, I think she's justified in her feelings or whatever. I think for certain reasons, I would also be like, I'm good. Like, I don't feel like dealing with it. Like, it was just like, I'm not going to say it was a favorable situation for either of them to want to deal with, but I do think that everything at times when things happen, it still should prompt us to do some type of self-reflection. And I don't think that Lisa's doing that at all. I think she's just, and at least at this point, she was just on the whole, like, no, I don't want to deal with this because of something that the other person did, Monica did or said or whatever, versus having that feeling, but also saying like, what could I have done in the situation? What was my part in the situation? Like, you shouldn't just wash your hands of it and just move on and not at least think about like your part and stuff, because she did also play Lisa also does play parts in things a lot of times. And that's actually something I realized with this particular show or whatever, at least in time right now, Lisa kind of is in the middle of like everything. Like, she's got her stuff, her and Meredith are trying to figure out their stuff. Her Monica, her and Angie for a second were like, her and Whitney, Heather, and her and Heather. Everybody. She is the hub of all of the freaking stuff right now.
It looks like she will have a seat next to Andy this reunion.
Actually, did I freaking send you that?
Or no, I think.
I know where it is. It's right here. They came out with it last week. This
all right. I didn't get online all last week because no one
like Bravo. Oh, nope. Wow, that is crazy.
Really? Are you serious? Who's sitting up?
Hold on, y'all.
You gotta upload that. I need to see that in real time because that's crazy.
It shouldn't be no other way now, based on.
Oh my God, he's in the middle of everybody's ish. That's crazy.
Literally everybody. So, I don't know. For some reason, it took me until right now to realize, or until I watched these episodes to realize that she's literally at the nucleus of all of the drama right now. So just with that, you got to kind of look here at some point and be like, okay, what am I doing right and wrong? Like, what am I right? What do I got going on here? Because clearly something is happening, because I'm the common denominator in all the stuff. Like, come on now.
But she don't got it in her. She don't got it in her. Lisa don't have it in her.
Prove that later on.
she doesn't see it. Like I said, she doesn't even see it when her son talks to her. So she doesn't have it in her at all. Nothing. And then her husband doesn't stop her and says, Lisa, I'm gonna need you to look at me in my eyes and talk to me. I'm gonna need you to put your phone down. He doesn't put his foot down, so she doesn't answer to anybody. And I'm
No,
not saying answer
John,
to her.
he doesn't serve. I do like John, but no, he does not serve that role whatsoever.
And because she doesn't have that, she continues on to do the dumb things she does. It's like a vicious cycle. So it's gonna catch her up, and it's gonna break her down. We're gonna find her crying one day because she just understand how everybody's been coming for her. Okay, Monica should, I guess, be there.
Be Monica and Lisa. I don't really, Heather, you're cool, but you shouldn't even be there.
No, I feel like Lisa and Heather should be flipped around, and then thing would be okay. But yeah, I think Lisa should be next to him. And
Angie should be, well, not maybe on that side, but Meredith shouldn't even be. Meredith should be in the third. She should be back. As of right now. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only thing I'm like looking at it like.
Because Angie kind of started off hot there, hotter than I would say Meredith did, or even Whitney. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Lisa should be right next to him. But again, seating charts don't matter, y'all. So whatever.
So they say. So we head over to where Angie and Whitney meet up. Angie tells Whitney about the awkward date she had with her husband Sean. Whitney knows all about that all too well. She's going through it with her husband Justin as well. She says she's been feeling the same way a little bit, Angie tells Whitney that she just needs more communication, especially because they're business partners along with being married. Whitney asks Angie, when do they have sex? Angie says they're fighting to get it in at least once a week. Angie says she needs to schedule more date nights, and Whitney says no, don't schedule them. Just do it. Be organic about it. Whitney says it's gotten so bad with her and Justin that last year for their anniversary, she put it out on the line. She just basically asked them, are we going to still make a go at this marriage? Justin pretty much replied he didn't know. Whitney said she didn't either, and they have been probably in limbo from that point on. I don't know when their anniversary is, but it seems like that started it. And when we got to where Justin was going back to work and they had that little argument or figuring out what was going on, that was stemming from that because there was already friction. And now you're like, so like when he says, I'm trying to be 50-50 partner, I got two businesses. I'm not your stay-at-home mom anymore. So, we got to do a little give and take. So I'm guessing that happened. Their discussion about them even sticking it out came first, and then everything else is kind of snowballing in. So that's what I think. Whitney says they are different people from 14 years ago. Whitney is 37, which means she got with Justin when she was 23. And so I would agree with that. Whitney's definitely is a different person than she was, when they first got married. More probably docile, didn't have a voice, younger with this older, mature man that can make all the decisions, have children my age. So he pretty much is like daddy form, but not a daddy, but not my dad, but daddy form, especially when she had her dad going through his addiction that he was going through. So, there's so many factors that played into Whitney and Justin's getting together, and mainly from her side, trauma bonding that I see. So, it's a little difficult to see that. Whitney says that Justin. Oh, this was crazy. Whitney says said to Justin, and he hates when she says this, that marriages or healthy marriages, she doesn't think, in her opinion, are monogamous. I was like, okay, Whitney. She said, but she's doing a dang on good job, but it's hard. So I'll leave it right there. So, just wanted to get to the end of that conversation. Hey, Janet, my girl, my love.
Lisa's a narcissist and doesn't take responsibility for actions, and I raise, if you don't march the beat of her drum, then you're not being a friend. Yes. Yeah, I can understand why you're saying that. Yeah. We don't, they try to act like there's no rhyme or reason to the seating, but we all know the truth. Yes, seniority or who had the most going on or whatever.
Usually it's supposed to be whoever had the most going on, you know, or was discussed the most, or was in the most inch.
Or if you're a Giselle. Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
Then you're always going to be there.
I definitely need a soundboard. Shout out to Bondi with her soundboard. But it's so funny because since I've been on YouTube, I've been on YouTube since 2018, even though it wasn't on my own platform. It was doing with my panel that's coming back. Shout out to Sunday Brunch with Black Tea. We coming back this month, y'all. We're gonna give y'all some great content. Y'all can't wait for you guys to have a ball with me and my other content creators that I love so much. My first panel ever. Anywho, I always wanted a sound panel. I mean, a sound board, because I just love just the sounds that you can make. Just even if it's like, you know, like the cartoon sounds. I don't know. I just in my head always had myself. I always wanted to be like a radio DJ. I always wanted to be in sports journalism. So in my head, I've always had these things that I would do on my show. Mm-hmm. One of them. So just now, when you just said whatever you just said, made me think of the sound. Okay, I'm done.
First of all, speaking of fashions and stuff like that, I can't not mention the fact that Whitney's outfit was so cute, and I want to know where she got it from because I want it during this scene.
You were so amazing in that because pink is your color, and it's all like furry looking to me. And it's super cute. I was gonna say something about that too. I'm glad you said something.
It was so cute, but honestly, I don't feel like anything she said was alarming, based on the fact that obviously we already know she's been going through some stuff, trying to figure some stuff out in her marriage, but also just because I don't feel like that's weird at all. To at times you go through things and you kind of are like, yeah, like, can we do this? Is this and it's not that you're doubting it or anything like that, but you have those moments where it's just like, what are we doing? We got to get our stuff together. Like, is this working or is it not? Like, what's going on? I think that's completely normal, and I empathize with that. But at the same time, she said some other good things that were like, yeah, girl, you don't pencil it in, don't do this, don't do that, just like do it. I feel like they're both going through things, but it's like opposite type of things. Like the things that are not an issue for maybe Whitney and Justin are an issue for Angie and Sean. So it's good that they're able to kind of talk to each other and pick each other's brain and kind of confide and be of support to one another during those times. So that's awesome, I thought. And I would actually be alarmed if Whitney said that she hasn't changed. Even being married, it'll be 5 years next month. I've changed so much in this 5 years. So I think it's actually, even take marriage off the table. As a person in general, you should always be seeking to better yourself and to try new things and to further keep developing and evolving and stuff, as long as it's, positive, of course. That's just normal. So I think that, again, they're going to just have to keep trying to work at it and figure it out. And some of the things that used to not work or used to work might not work anymore, and vice versa. So I think everything that they were saying is normal, and I feel better than I did before, like the first like episode or two when they were like in the kitchen or doing this, that, and the other thing. I was kind of like, oh my gosh, nope, they're probably gonna divorce. Like, oh, it's so bad. But just seeing more and the more she shares and stuff like that, it's not weird. I do hope they get through it, but it's not weird at all. As far as the whole them being monogamous or being married and monogamous, I mean, different strokes for different folks. I would like to, I need her to expound upon that a little bit more, like what she, like, I need her to, because
if she's talking about coupling up, and she's talking about, what do they call that when you swing? You know, like what do you mean? Because if she's talking about swinging, I can see that with her and that meaning what that she means. I don't think she means go cheat on per se your significant other. I think she means let's explore our appetite and and explore together than us separately doing something. Hey, cousin.
Yeah, fine, which is normal. Yeah, that's why I said I need her to expound upon it, because obviously if you just throw that out there, people are gonna be like, what do you like, what are you saying here? But yeah, I think that, I hope it's.
Did we get our question in? Did we send our question in?
For what?
Wasn't we gonna send? I don't know. I feel like we was gonna send a question in.
Yeah, we did that. And I wasn't even watching their freaking Twitter because I know Andy be like, oh, so your question.
You're Twitter.
And they're already having seating charts and stuff. So
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, so that means we are recording.
I'm gonna get on there after and see if it's too late, because I want to ask the girl grow up. I love when I called her Lover. I think she has grown, is the thing. I think she has grown in a lot of ways. Obviously, we're always growing, and there's always room for growth, I think. But I don't think of anything that she's going through right now in her marriage, and for the most part, honestly, in the group, I don't really think that is a reflection of her being not grown. Honestly, if you really listen to things she says, I think we get caught up on how she talks and her appearing maybe younger or more naive at times and having a young spirit. I feel like a lot of times we take that and think like, oh, she don't know what she's talking about, or she needs to seek help or some shit like that. But I think she actually does know. I have to give her more credit right now.
I definitely give her credit. I definitely see the growth in her, and it's not in one particular area. It's like it's all the way around. And I'm like even here for some of the ways that she talks to people, the way that she thinks it out before she even speaks. Before she didn't do that. Before she would just say the thing and I don't know. She would say it and then suffer the consequences. Now I think she thinks before she speaks, which is growth in itself. I've always enjoyed Whitney. She's always been the fun. Her and Heather were like my two favorite on the show, as far as regular people, because everybody else, like Jen, was all high and mighty with her fashions and how much money she was spending, and then Lisa does the same thing, but she doesn't really flaunt her fashion. She just shows up and does what she does. Meredith the same way. She shows up in high fashion and does what she does. Mary throws all her fashions together and is a rainbow mess. But she's still high-end fashion. She's still high-end fashion. She still spend mucho dinero on her wardrobe. So, I just liked Heather and Whitney's down to earthness, and then they were like cousins. So that's what I enjoyed about them too. So getting back to Whitney, Whitney has to me matured, grown as she should. She's 37 now, which means if this is fourth season, she was 33, a little younger. And as you get closer to 40, you just start becoming into your own woman, and that's what we are seeing. And I'm not saying you're not your own woman at 30. I'm not saying you're not your own woman at 25. I'm not saying you're not your own woman at 35. I'm saying it takes 25, 30, 35 to get you to understand who you are, how you are with other people, and how to demand respect and how you want other people to treat you. And Whitney is getting to that age where when you hit 40, something about 40 is this thing where it's not a you can't tell me what to do. It's like I'm so secure with my bag. I'm so secure in the person I am. I'm so secure in all the obstacles and things that I've been through that you can't tell me really much because I didn't lived a little bit. So that's what I mean. And I see that in Whitney, just in the way she speaks about her businesses and just the way she speaks about her marriage. So yeah, that's what I think. So Whitney and Justin head over to Seth and Meredith for their podcast, Hanging by a Thread. They thought it seemed to be a good idea, that they thought Whitney and Justin, because I think they had went out to dinner with them, thought it'd be a good idea to bring them on, have some insight. They have been together she just said 14 years. So yeah, I can see why they would bring them on and they would have some good insight. So that's their little setup. I didn't feel. Oh, he is drinking. I just was about to say I didn't feel like his red cup. So he's on his clear glass. I always say.
I think that's Vita tequila.
Is it? Oh, there's it. Okay. Because he did do a group hug at the door. So yeah, I guess he was on his happy juice. And so let me get back where I was at. My thread. Good idea. The only thing I said, I put hanging by thread seems like a good idea, but at the same time, it might open up some wounds that a therapist needs to be there, in my opinion. But they sit down to get ready to take the podcast, and of course, Whitney apologizes again for the bathtub dismissed. When she said something about their hot tub, and so she apologized again. Meredith, Whitney and Justin, I'm sorry, Pamper County, they already said all that. So, they dive right in and ask them what was the craziest place that they have ever had sex. And Whitney says she was under the desk at his job, and the head of HR walked in, and I'm sure she probably stopped breathing. If she was doing anything else with her mouth and her nose, that I think she probably, I think she just probably stopped breathing at the time. Yeah, I just, that's what I imagine in my head.
Did you notice though when she said that and stuff? When they were talking about that or whatever, did you
Justin was mortified?
Well, it was. I don't think he was mortified as much as he was like, "Yeah." I think he said he was like, "Yeah, can we like just move on or whatever?"
Oh, he did.
I thought he said that because of the stuff that happened before with the job and remember how they were last season. I was like,
That's why I said he was mortified. Like, oh no. Yeah. And then you don't want his new job to know who he is, and then be looking at this too and thinking, okay, y'all some little kinky monsters, and y'all might come to my job and try to do too much. Don't be doing too much. So I guess that's it was a little bit of both. And plus, they're doing it on a podcast. They're not just doing this and just like it was the four of them just talking randomly. And this is just the four of them talking. This is going across a lot of waves. So then they also asked when to share with them what was their most difficult time, and Winnie's talked about it was difficult when Justin dad transitioned, and how she was there when he took his last breath, and she put his dad's hand in his mom's hand, and that Justin was absent. He must have been out of town for work. And so she said that was a difficult time. And but in that same breath, she turned around and said to him, but he's been there in difficult times for me. He's been there for me for my dad's sobriety, or when he was before he got to a sobriety, and then his sobriety, help with our brothers and sisters. And she gave him his just due as well. So that is something that I feel like they're probably gonna build on, or have been trying to build on, and maybe that's one of the things that keep them together as well. What say you?
Yeah, I think that definitely gave us a little bit more insight into their marriage and some of the things, some of those ups and downs that they've been through. And honestly, there's the anniversaries and the good feelings and the happy times and all the good stuff that comes with it, and all the bells and whistles that comes with being with somebody, long-term partnership. But there's also, I feel like, the inner core of a lot of stuff is more of the not glamorous stuff and the hard times and stuff like that. Like it's easy to be with somebody when it's good and when you're going through happy stuff, but it's the stuff that they go through, and it don't even have to be the stuff that you go through together or anything like that, but just the stuff that person's personally having to deal with and stuff. A lot of to do with like family and stuff like that you're there for them, and they can rely on you, and you can be of support during those times. Like I feel like that hits, at least for me, that's always going to hit harder than us having like great days walking on the beach or something. Like, yes, that's nice, but I need to know that like you really have my back, and I can really rely on you in times of need, and you need that emotional support and stuff like that. I think that's good that they at least have that. And I think based on that, again, is why it's salvageable, and why if you can get through that stuff, like God willing, you can get through where you guys are right now. Seems like you're just like in a rut right now. Yep. Are you muted? The sound's cutting out. It's still doing it. Hold on, y'all. While we get this sound together. I don't hear anything. Yeah, she will be right back, y'all. But in the meantime, why don't you go ahead and okay, y'all, we are getting it together. Yeah, she did freeze, but hold on, she's right here. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I just left the studio and came back in. Since we were having technical difficulties and my computer doesn't feel like it's getting really, really hot, but it could be. So yeah, I'm sorry about that. Let me get back to the comments. What was the last thing that was said?
I think that
that was it for what we were talking about.
That's the thing.
Okay. So it's time for Heather's appreciation brunch, where the ladies are going to churn butter. They are going to put their Amish bonnets and aprons on, and I don't think the girls are gonna be happy about that. Meredith, Lisa, Whitney, Angie, and Monica arrive, and they put their bonnets on. You know, some of them wasn't happy, some of them was, and of course, Lisa always she used to do this all the time. Meredith, you look so fab, you look so good. She's like, you look so cute in it. Actually, the color was pretty on her. That's what I'm gonna give her. But then the color that Lisa put on looked good on her. I was like, okay, mint. Okay. So and the moves that that Lisa wore, I'm ready to break my whole ankle right now. Looking at it.
What?
Excuse
me. Not I am
scared of that platform. I'm so scared of that platform. Her platform was so thick, and then the hill was so tall. All I could think about.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure those are Alexander McQueen shoes.
Don't buckle. But yeah, so yeah, they put their little stuff on. The girls, Heather, you know, she gets their butter. They put their butter in, some milk in a little jar, and they're churning. Now, I always thought churning was something you stirred and did and popped and dopped it up. But she said you can churn it by putting it in a jar and hitting it in a jar to top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom. But that motion, the motion was emotion. It was emotion, y'all. It was emotion, but we'll get to it. So they made dolls out of handkerchiefs. This was why did I put this was being a wet blanket? Oh, I don't know. This was being, I don't know who was being a wet blanket when it came to brunch because there was no. Oh, Lisa was being a wet blanket because when it came to the brunch, there was no chicken nuggets, there was no Wendy's, there was no French fries. She was talking about, I don't know about this ribs and this cornbread and this macaroni and cheese. I say, girl, if you don't put all of it in your mouth, stick it in your mouth, lady. Put it in your mouth and enjoy it. I don't think she eats that. She don't eat that kind of stuff. I don't think so. I just
food.
Kind of laughed at Yeah, no. She eats all preserved food. Anything that she can wake up in the morning and grab, that's what she wants. So they play Who's on the Wagon. And who to get off the wagon is the in the cold blistering snow. So she says, Lisa, I don't know why she asked Lisa first. I was like, of all the people, can you make it fun first before you get serious? You know that there's tension in the ranks, but okay. Lisa was asked first, so she says she is pro women and that she would kick off the nastiest person that's been the meanest to all the women. So she would kick off Monica. She would kick Monica off. Monica says, you are so nasty. You're just so nasty. Lisa says, no, I'm honest. There's a difference. Heather gets pissed off because the main reason they are at the brunch is for Lisa and Monica to get along so they can go to this Bermuda trip all together. And they're supposed to announce this said trip at the brunch because the only people that know is Monica and Lisa. Those two people know. So Lisa and Monica go back and forth. It was like two little 4-year-olds, and Angie has to throw down her glass to get them to just be quiet. In that moment that she does that, she turns and looks at Monica and told everybody to be quiet, but she's looking at Monica. So in that moment, Monica feels like she's being attacked and like everybody's coming for her, which everybody wasn't. It's just like we're trying to get order and you guys are not listening. So Heather pulls Monica to the side and sees that she's crying. She says, I thought they were going to announce the trip. Monica's like, I'm not going on the trip. I'm not going on the trip. Heather reminds Monica that it was tit for tat. Monica feels like everybody was coming for her. Lisa gets up and tells Monica, comes over. Lisa walks over to Monica. She says, I'm sorry. that I hadn't looked at your feelings when it came to you and your mom. I'm sorry that, I thought your mom is nice, but I didn't look at your feelings about it. So I'm sorry. In the confessional, she says, this is what Lisa says in her confessional. She says that she's willing to close it up and just apologize, suck it up so that they can just go on the trip. Then Monica apologized for calling her ugly. She's like, yeah, I didn't really mean that. I didn't mean you were ugly. That was funny. She says she didn't mean it. Lisa says they didn't start off this way. So in my head, maybe they can be peaceful and they walk back to the table. Walk back to the table. Well, where it was short-lived, Heather has these little bottles with little clues in them, right? She has little bottles with little clues in them, and they're opening the bottle, trying to change the mood up. First bottle has a seashell in it. What do you think you would find a seashell? Whitney's like, oh, you'll find that at the beach. Yes, we're going on a beach. Actually, we're going on an island. Okay, where are we going? Well, now the next clue is going to be pink sands. Where do you find pink sand at? Why does Lisa open her mouth out and says, Bermuda? We're going to Bermuda. Why are you saying anything? Anyway, Lisa blurs out Bermuda. Like I said, Heather had already told her. So when she said that they were going there, I was just like, I was kind of annoyed. And then it gets worse. Monica opens up her bottle and there's a triangle in it. Play on the Bermuda Triangle, which everybody knows that's a place where people vanish and not to be seen or heard of ever again. We don't even know why that happens. So there's the triangle, and we all, like I just said, it disappeared. Basically, Monica says, yeah, the triangle, the devil's triangle, where we all belong. That's where we all need to be. That's where we're all going. Heather is like, what? Heather is like taken aback. She's like, I feel like
this was Heather.
Heather was excuse me. Heather was like, say what now? Wait. We all deserve to go where the devil's what? We're doing what? What are you talking about, girl? So Heather's taken aback because she feels like just a minute ago, Monica was defending herself from Lisa, and then she started crying, but now she's attacking everybody at the table. And she says she is just tired. Oh, Monica says, I'm spent. I'm tired. I'm done. And so Monica is in her confessional and she says she now knows why Jen never had nothing nice to say about Heather or Lisa. So I guess I'm playing that. So I guess she's playing off of them being mean girls. I don't know. But that's how we ended that episode, y'all. Anything you need to add to that dramatic scene?
Not so much. It definitely went left real quick. I don't know. I really, not that I liked seeing Heather get so irritated, but I was definitely like, I kind of understood because it did kind of seem like, okay, 1 second it's this way, and the next second it's this way. We're just trying to get a job done here. Like I probably irritated too. Like, can we just do this? Like, I don't understand why like this is all happening right now. Like, it was a lot. It was a lot in that moment.
I know I said all that, but here's what because I know this is what you're probably thinking, sister. What I feel like is that Heather is almost putting herself in the middle because she is trying to save face with with Lisa, because she just became, trying to get on good terms with Lisa. So instead of turning to Lisa and say, Lisa, you started this. You really didn't even need to say that, all the other part. The answer would have just been simply, I'm throwing Monica off the wagon. You have to go into the long mean girl spiel and all that. That's what started it. So for that, you need to apologize. And then she would have to apologize in front of everybody. And then you turn around and you say, and then Monica, this is where you went wrong, or whatever the case may be. It does start to feel like Monica gets attacked. She's not being attacked, but it does look like that. It comes across. And if you're a Monica, it definitely feels like that if you put yourself in her shoes, because you guys are all talking to her at one time. And it's like I said, there's never no order. It's just like, well, you guys are going tit for tat. Well, yeah, I'm defending myself. So we're gonna go back to the person who started this mess. So we're not, then don't come to me when I'm defending myself, because we're gonna start from the beginning. We don't start from the middle. So that's how I think Monica feels.
I did laugh though. I don't know if you caught when
what?
Heather, whatever justification Lisa gave when Heather was like, I mean, you could have said something like, we're going to sleep with our brothers-in-law.
Heather needs to be on somebody's stage. Heather actually could be a comedian.
That really did make me laugh. I definitely point that out. I was honestly, I didn't even care. I knew this was going to happen anyway, so I really wasn't feeling any type of way when I knew that they were all going to get together and have this scene. I was more so just like, can we just go on a trip? Like, I'm ready to be on the trip. I want to see what's going to go down on said trip.
Right.
Yeah, I can't argue. It's not about whether we agree or not, but it's more so about the fact that, no, I cannot argue if somebody feels attacked, then that's their feelings. I'm not going to downplay their feelings, and it is what it is. Lisa has, like I said before, she has a glaringly apparent lack of self-awareness about herself. So it didn't surprise me that she was again at the hub of what went down at said Pioneer freaking lunch or whatever. Wasn't surprised by that whatsoever. And I did appreciate though how all of the other ladies kind of just stayed out of it. That's something that we don't always see, especially on other franchises, that when two people, and I'm not saying I'm not saying don't have people's back or anything like that, or just watch somebody tear somebody else down or anything like that. Like, no, I'm not even coming from that angle, as much as I'm saying that when two people are going at it and it's between them or whatever, I respect them enough to just kind of let you guys have it and do what you do. Because again, on a lot of other franchises, we see the snickers and the sidebar comments and the faces and stuff like that. So I will say that it just made me think of it in this scene, that we don't really have that issue sometimes with this cast. So that's cool. But yeah, I wasn't surprised by the turnout whatsoever. At least they got their butter churned, I guess.
Yeah, well, we're moving on to episode 12.
Yes, y'all.
Which is the icy apologies.
Yes, episode 12. Episode 12, y'all, kicked off once again with Angie in her humongous house getting some little bites together or whatnot for none other than Heather herself, who popped in.
The door
is open.
No, not only that the door is open, that is so see-through and looks right out the mountains. It's like
that. I would be afraid.
I would be afraid, man.
Sitting there.
I hope it got some blinds to come down on a remote control or something. Because God, dog, I can't do it.
Maybe not. I don't know. It didn't really.
I don't know.
Like, she lives in a regular like neighborhood, not like regular. Like, it doesn't look like her house sits by itself. So if that's the case, then yeah, I would hope she has some blinds. If it sits by itself, then maybe she doesn't. I don't know. Can you imagine watching the snowfall? Like it's all just open and
beautiful. My kids keep saying, I hope it snow again this year. Because the snow we got last year was crazy.
I love them, but like I hope it doesn't.
Me too. I would say anything. I didn't say, oh, me too. I was just like, we probably won't. It doesn't happen off the pin like that.
That's actually like a bad. I mean, I'm not trying to get negative here, y'all. That's that's not normal. That's right. Not, it shouldn't. But yeah, they are in Angie's house and they reflect on what all kind of went wrong at the Pioneer luncheon day, whatever. And Heather has come to realize you never really know what you're going to get with Monica. You could get disassociated. You can get angry. You can get sweet. Like you don't know what you're going to get, like what the flavor of the day is going to be. And honestly, and this is not me saying I agree or disagree or anything like that. But based on that type of rundown of a person, I mean it when I say I cannot be around those type of people. The type of people that you don't know, like it's always something, or they're never just like, it's like
unhinged is the word. Unhinged.
I can't personally be around people like that. It makes my nerves bad. So I totally understand if that's how it's translated to them, or Heather, I should say, then I can't even argue with that. I would be the same way. Like it's just mentally exhausting. Heather also draws a comparison between Monica and Jen, which is very, very funny because the previous episode, as we just said, we left off with a confessional of Monica bringing up Jen and saying how she didn't understand, or she never understood why she never had nice things to say about them, or whatever about Lisa and Heather.
He's gonna write.
It was just another time where we drew a comparison to Jen. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Heather's worried now for Bermuda, rightfully so. Angie thinks that Heather should call her prior to the trip, kind of to feel her out and kind of smooth things over so that she's not going into the trip blind and trying to mend fences once they get there or whatever. And I think that, I guess that's smart. Heather also mentioned she'll likely see Meredith at Meredith. She'll actually see Monica at Meredith's upcoming jewelry event. And of course, Angie takes this moment to jump on her I feel left out bandwagon a little bit. She wasn't laying it on as thick as she's done in previous episodes, y'all, but she did let us have to know that she was not invited. Are we surprised? No, but she let us know that, and she asked Heather to let her know, how the event turned out. So, to be continued. How did you feel about that scene?
I agree with you. When people are emotionally all over the place and you don't know who you're gonna get, I ain't gonna say they're dangerous. You just don't know what you're going to get. And I don't like that feeling. I don't like the uneasy feeling. And I always find myself, when people are like that, I always find myself walking on eggshells and being the one that catering to them. And not that I'm not a caterer, because I am. I like to pamper and cater to people, but I don't like it when I feel like you're taking that kindness for weakness because you know that you're erratic. And because you know that, like you're putting it like, because that's just how I am. No, you can be that way, but you're gonna be that way by yourself. You're not about to make everybody in the room uncomfortable. So I'm that person that wants to. If you show me that you're about to be erratic, then I want to be that person to be like, come here. Where's the problem? Where's the breakdown? Why are we mad at everybody? Did everybody do something to you? No. Okay, so who are you mad at? We're going to get down to the meat and the potatoes of it, because the problem with people like that, we let them go crazy. And when we let them do that, we can't bring them back. And That's what they need. They kind of need somebody to reel it back. Let's focus and get on with the task at hand. What's making you this upset? What is it that we need to help you with? That's where I, what I feel about that situation. And she also she had to use the word mad and vicious. I said not vicious. She ain't a dog. Vicious. Don't use the word vicious. She's not vicious. And then like we both said, we need a tour, y'all, of Angie's house. Thank you.
Yeah, we do. I don't think based on these emojis though, and based on what we know though, I don't really think that. I hope they put those scenic views and the secludedness. I hope they've put it to the test before, but unfortunately, we know that that's not really the department that Angie and her husband are really blossoming at right now. So we wish them nothing but the best.
But you know what? They probably have windows that reflect different, because my windows kind of do that.
Yeah, or they can even have that. They can even have that tint on them that's really not. It doesn't look like tint, but it is.
So you looking out is all clear and crispy clear, but when you look from the inside, it looks like mirror, or you can't see nothing inside.
Yeah, so we're gonna do that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I love my husband. I told you before, he truck driving, he drove through Salt Lake City. He was like, "Babe, you want to move to SaltAke City?" I was like, nobody did. And we blacker than black. Even though I'm a mixed breed, I'm still blacker than black. My talk, my swag, it's black. Okay. I'm not gonna do that. Not that there's not black people out there. I just don't feel like I will turn Salt Lake City upside down.
Yeah, I don't know how that would turn out for me either. But y'all, in the next scene, we get Whitney and Justin. They are in the car. I'm assuming they're leaving therapy, because they were talking kind of that maybe they were leaving therapy. And Justin feels, he shares that he feels good when he talks to like other couples, i.e. Meredith and Seth, and how they were on their podcasts and stuff. Whitney then, in the midst of all that, receives a really, really bad message. Her close friend, who we've seen in the scenes before, I think as recent as literally a week ago at Whitney's Prism event. She was in attendance for that. They've been friends since Whitney was 22, I believe, but she receives a really bad phone call that her friend is being intubated, and that I can't even imagine how heart-wrenching that is to hear that, basically some indefinite grim news about someone that's very, very close to you. Talk about unsettling. But rightfully so, Whitney is like, feeling like she's losing her, and she doesn't know how to cope. She doesn't know how to deal. Like, how do you help somebody with something that you can't help them with? Like, it's a mind-boggling thing. It really sucks to be there. I've been there. It's not a fun place to be whatsoever. So I definitely empathize with her in this moment. And she also makes a very poignant revelation at this particular point as well, when she kind of is like, we're going through these little, basically trivial matters in comparison to something that is, way more important in life, such as losing a best friend. So I think that kind of, sometimes life has a funny way of putting things into perspective for us. And that's not to say ignore red flags or to always just, glaze over things because there's something quote unquote more important out there. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. But in this case, I think it definitely probably a light bulb clicked on her head and was just like, yeah, my focus should be on, making every moment count versus us going back and forth about some things that are just not going to have a huge impact on our life going forward. Knowing that each other is still in it makes it easier to work for. That's also something Whitney said that resonated with me. When you know that you're not the only one fighting for something, and that the other person is still in the game with you swinging, it does make things a little bit more bearable because you know you're not alone. So I think there were some really good points made in this scene. What did you think about this scene? Hey, Monique.
Hey, Monique. Hey, Monique. We love you, Monique. Love you. For joining us. Thank you for liking it on both our channels. We appreciate you, girl. When it came down to them, I agree. I think they were leaving therapy, and it was funny when they had discussed that they don't know if therapy makes it better or does it make it worse. And that's in my notes what I put. I said usually everything comes to a head, and then you can work through through what comes out of the head. So for me, it does get, it gets a little sticky first, and it gets a little funky first because you gotta attack the thing that made you guys upset in the first dang on place. And nobody usually want to go back because we're still pointing our finger at who we thought did it and who did it worse. So yeah, therapy absolutely is helpful. It just always in the beginning feels, that it feels like, why did I start this, or what did I get myself into? And I'm sure, yes, you have to do it. You have to do it that way. So, and then as far as Whitney losing Sherry, the fact that Sherry showed up for her the week before, and it just lets you know how strong-willed this lady was, that she would show up for Whitney in such a way. So rest well, young lady, because your time here, whatever it was, I'm sure it was so beneficial to Whitney. And I like that we had so many different pictures of her, different footage of her. So
she showed up for her on not one but two, but multiple occasions. Like you said, since she was a part of her life for all of her important things from the age of 22, I think she said. So she sounded like a selfless ride or die friend, and
me and my best friend have been friends since we were 6 and 7. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, 6 and 7. Wait, first grade. Yeah, I was 6. She was 7. I was in the first grade. So since we were first and second grade, and we are 51 and 52, so we have over like 45 years of friendship. So I know what that means, and yeah, it's difficult to lose somebody. I've lost a lot of friends, but not someone that I've had that longevity with. So yeah, it was a touching scene. It's touching scene. It was really a touching scene, and yeah, we meet our friends. I mean, we get into it. Some people like, friends are here for a season and yada yada yada. Yeah, some are, and some are here for the long haul. And friendships are just like relationships. It's what you make it. So yeah,
it is. That was a lot. And then also just the aspect of just seeing somebody suffering and you can't do anything about it. Like, that's why, of course, the person who's obviously being affected and is going through whatever, illness or challenging time it is, like, definitely, obviously, comfort and be of support to that person first and foremost, but also check on those people that are around them too, because that's a lot to just be witnessing. And they're being strong firsthand for somebody. Like, they could use somebody to help them sometimes too. So definitely always be mindful that to check on, just check on people, y'all. Just check on people.
Right. And then the last thing I did want to say is that I don't want Justin and Whitney to only trauma bond. LaDonna, I'm gonna let you know you don't even look like you old enough to have friends for 59 years. So I'm gonna need you to get about my face being so pretty. Okay. I'm gonna need you to get about my face. 59 years or anything. I'm gonna need you to go and sit down and just listen to us talk, because
that was pretty late.
That's crazy. Like literally, that's crazy. And I thought I had it bad with my 45, 46-year-old friendship. Girl, you got me topped. So anywho, that's all I had to say about that. I want them to I don't want them to, it's not trauma bonding, but I just don't want them to only lose sight of, okay, so now we're gonna just mourn and we'll do this. I still need y'all to show up for each other.
Mm-hmm.
I already know, lady. You already know. You're so pretty. Oh my God. So yeah, so that's all I have to say. See, we go to Lisa and Meredith meeting up.
Lisa and Meredith. You wait. We went over to Mary's house. Actually, right?
I did. I skipped that. I put because I was like, actually, I did. Go ahead. I didn't put that there, but I do remember them going over there.
It was a quick scene between. We see Mary serving up not one but two slices of cake. She is welcoming Monica, of all people, into her home with smiles and positivity. It seems like, which you never know. Mary's another one. You never know what you're gonna get. But Monica joins her because she's missed Mary, and she says she could have used some backup down at the Pioneer. She said Mary.
I have it written.
Huh?
I wrote it backwards. I have that too. I'm like, I wrote that down. I flipped them around. That's all. Go ahead.
She invites her in. She brought her a gift. Like everything is all good with them right now. And when they sit down, Mary lets Monica know that she's been pacing her time to protect her sanity, so she doesn't, go off again like how she did on the bus. Was it the Sprinter or whatever when they were in Palm Springs, and how she had to get Whitney together during their sit down and stuff. She's just trying to basically, I guess, protect her peace at this point in time. We got to respect that, right? So Monica's also kind of been at that point. She kind of says that's something she's trying to do as well, based on in light of recent events. And Monica then brings up Lisa, and she begins to confide in Mary about where they are at this point in time with their friendship. Mary recommends Monica take Lisa for who she is. Otherwise, it's going to eat away at her in the form of a grudge. Monica says she's going to apologize, although she meant what she said when she called Lisa wrinkly. I meant what I said. I thought the scene was cool. It is nice to see somebody on Mary's good side. Seems like they are, really actually cool. And I'm not mad at that. At least I can't be mad at that, because not downplaying Monica's feelings, if she feels like she doesn't have anybody in the group, it is good that there's at least somebody around in close proximity enough to be of some type of comfort, who also knows these women as well. We have to think just from a regular person standpoint, y'all, that being the new kid on the block when it comes to getting into a new social circle like that, you're trying to find your footing. You're trying to see where you fit in. There's been a lot of negativity, and it hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows. So seeing somebody who you can kind of confide in, who's also familiar with these same people, that I could see how that could be comforting. So good for them. I didn't feel any way about this scene.
Right. For me, I like that Mary did tell her that Mary told Monica. She said, "Yeah, you and Lisa go back and forth. It's not one sided." Monica agreed too. I was like, "Oh, is that what it is? You're just gonna agree with her?" But when Heather goes to tell her, that's not the agreement. She doesn't agree with Heather as
Mm-hmm.
much, maybe because it was more people around, and she, like we said earlier, was she felt attacked. But when Mary said that to her, I was like, oh, okay, so you could just agree with Mary real quick. Yeah, it is both of us. It is both of them. They do both do this
Mm-hmm.
thing like they poke at each other, and it's like I'm gonna get the last word. I'm gonna get the last word. And Monica, I just wish he would stop. I wish he would stop mocking her because that's one thing that children do. And I need you to, as a grown up, stop doing that. That's like, you like listen to my voice. You like my voice. I was like, no, we don't. It's annoying. So I don't need you to mock what she says in that same voice. I don't need two of y'all. And as far as I'm with Mary, hold grudges don't do nothing but make you wrinkly, you mad, you upset. You are the one holding the energy. The person you holding that grudge is up there having a good time, ain't paid attention, ain't thought about you and your grudge. They just don't. Especially if they think that they're not in the wrong. You want to get somebody even you want to get even with somebody, you don't hold grudges. You bring it to the forefront and you tell it like it is and let them know where you was hurt at, why you was hurt. And then that lets them know, like, okay, so this person is gonna bring me to the forefront. So I'm not gonna do what I usually do with a person that don't. The person that I know is gonna hold a grudge, and I don't care that they're holding a grudge. It's the people that you hold your feet the fire to. Those are the ones that's gonna respect you more, and those are the ones that's not gonna keep doing the same stupid thing that they do. Just my
Mm-hmm.
opinion. I'm not a grudge holder. I get over things really quickly. Once I say my piece, which it takes me a long time. One, it takes me a long time to say my piece because I'm a scale. I'm a Libra. It takes a lot for my scales to tip down. But once I tip them down, you know how long it took me to put those things on and get that math for my scales to tip down? Well, it's going to take me that long to pull everything off my scale. And I'm going to tell you every time I take something off that you put on there, oh, you're going to hear it. So, if you don't want to hear it, then stop doing what you're doing to me. I'm not grudge holding. I'm just waiting because I'm like, one of these times you're gonna realize that you're doing this to me. So when I done what you're doing it to me, now you're gonna hear it. I'm gonna go off and I'm gonna keep going and I'm gonna go and go until I feel like everything you've done, I've been vindicated. That's what I do. But then once I'm done, I'm done. I'm not. I will actually. So you hungry? You want to go eat? I'm over it. I just don't have the time. I have 5 children. You think I got time to hold grudges? Are you crazy? I'll be wrinkly and old. I ain't got the kind of time. I just don't. I'm sorry. So next scene. I think we back at Lisa and Meredith.
I feel you. Yeah, well, actually, this is the short little snippet that we actually got with Whitney in the car saying that she received the unfortunate
Yeah.
that that her friend actually did pass away, unfortunately. That's never an easy call, even as much as you think that you can mentally prepare for those types of things, you never really truly can. I thought it was nice of Angie to reach out. She was offered her condolences as Whitney was driving, and she also asks if she's going to still go to Meredith's event, that's coming up. And Whitney, of course, doesn't feel up to it. Like that's the last thing she wants to do. That's not even at the forefront of her mind right now. However, because Sherry was a ride or die friend and she could still show up whilst battling such an aggressive illness, she still showed up to her just a week ago for her event. So she wants to pay that forward and be the type of friend that Sherry would be to her. And I understood that and I respected that. So she is going to go ahead and still go to the event, even though she's not feeling up to it right now. So that was really it for that scene. And
Mm-hmm.
then this we had, which I don't have very much notes for this part either. Lisa, John, and Jack are shopping for his mission clothes, and of course Lisa's trying to take things high and to the right, and just completely just not in any bit of the scope of what Jack is got in his mind. He's just trying to do what he needs to do and get where he wants to go. And I did find it. I was like, oh, okay, Jack, when he finally told her to her face that he needs some separation from her. He flat out said that, though. That I did write that part down.
Yes.
And John made me laugh when he asked how long is it going to take for her to stop crying once he leaves. And Jack was like, yeah, probably until I get back, which is probably true. But that's probably something she needed to hear, which is kind of a little bit of what I think we've all been kind of seeing this whole time, that Lisa can be a lot in her friend circles. So I can only imagine where she could be behind closed doors at her house. And he's just trying to find he wants to make his own path. He wants to figure out his own stuff. And he took the reins, and that's what he's doing. And we got to respect it, Lisa.
You sound like Monica, Lisa. She always wants her name.
That's just what it is, like, at the end of the day. So, did you have anything to say about that?
I'm gonna need Lisa not to try to dress her son like a pimp.
She pulled up some like red. I don't think I have any pimp.
Turquoise jacket, teal, deep teal jacket. He's so cute. He's such a perfect blend of the two of them.
Yeah,
but I was weird. Like, girl, she wants him to be flashy. It's like, girl, can you please stop? I need you to understand it. He's about to go serve for God. He is not about to be over there, my name is Lene. I got blow dries and woo wop, and I got this and the other side. Like, I need you to not do that.
I understood.
When they tell her, that's more for prom, more for a dance or something. I said, girl, you're being obnoxious. Stop it. We don't want you to be obnoxious, Lisa. We want to love you. Please let us love you. Stop being obnoxious with your son, okay? And I feel like I put in my notes that Jack is very mature, that he told his mom that when he leaves for 2 years, she will probably look at him as an adult when he gets back. And I'm like, yeah, because if you don't, she's going to look at you for the rest of your life as her little baby. Like she said, I just was taking you to the park, and it does go fast. I mean, he's 18. The first time my 18-year-old, my oldest, turned 18, I was actually pregnant with my last baby and in labor. I had my 18-year-old and my newborn on the same day. So I say that to say, I still could not believe my daughter was turning 18. She was still in high school. She was a couple of months from graduating, but I still was just like, girl, you only supposed to be like 10 years old right now. It does not feel like 18 years. It feels like 10. And I'm giving it a lot. You could have felt like 8 because it just goes so fast. It really does go so fast. So I'm never gonna be mad at Lisa for the way she treats her son. We all mothers of sons. My son just walked in here a minute ago, and when he just poked his head in here, I was just like, because he was been at school all day. It's just something you just can't explain until you become a parent. The kind of love and the kind of overbearingness that you have for your kids. You just hope your kid likes you, and when they don't, you just kind of try to find a happy medium. All my kids pretty much like me, maybe because I was a young parent, but boy, the ones that don't have that, I feel bad for. So I like Lisa and her. I like her being a parent, but she got to pull back a little bit. Maybe when he goes for a year, when he comes back, I think he got to be gone for 2 years. That's a long time.
Yeah,
and not come home. But we got FaceTime and stuff. So when Heather was doing her mission, she didn't have this. She had no FaceTimes and none of that. So, it's going to be a little different. And you got to understand, even with Heather saying to Lisa, I hear her saying stuff like, it's not going to be like you think. And Heather, it's not going to be like you think either, even though you went. But how long ago did you go? You're not going to where he went. So you can't expect that everything that you went through, he's going to go through. It's going to be the same path. He's going to do the same thing. No, we're in a different time. So it's not probably going to be the same. Just saying. So that was all I want to add.
No, you brought up some good points. Yeah, coming from somebody who left the nest and went far, far away at a very young age, I understand. I can definitely understand how he made the realization, like, okay, like, yeah, I need to do something, or he's seeking to be looked at as an adult. And sometimes it does, for certain parents, especially, take not my dad, but definitely my mom. It took a lot for her to see me as an adult, and I feel like even now she still has her moments. And I think that's just gonna be forever. But
no, when you become a parent, she'll look at you as, so now, babe, now you see what I had to go through with you, and she'll look at you different. It's gonna take you becoming a parent, and I'm not that you may or may not. I don't know what your beliefs and what you want to do.
Final layer, like it was one layer. Military. I got married. The last layer, it's gonna be when I have kids. So that's just Reese. Like you gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Yes.
Close my window. The final scene, or no. Well, we got one little other thing. Before the final scene, Heather and Monica meet up, as she said before. Well, she said she was supposed to call her, but I guess they met up in person, obviously, prior to the event. I knew it was the prior to the event because they're both very dressed up. Monica is carrying some big box of liquor. I was confused by that, but whatever. And Heather asked her, like, "Girl, are you coming to Bermuda or not? Like, what's going on? I know it was difficult for you, but what's it gonna be?" And Monica's like, "No, just kidding. Yeah, I'm coming." And she does give an apology because she let Heather down. She was supposed to be her right hand man that day, and she let her down. It was, she let the situation get the best of her, and she's apologetic for that. Heather's still skeptical, and she's still like, I don't fully know, but we're gonna let bygones be bygones right now, based off the strength of the upcoming trip. So they're able to cheers it out, and we're moving forward. We're going to Bermuda. Everybody's on board. We're gonna have to see what it unfolds when we get there, though, y'all. What did you think?
I'm gonna add to that. It's pretty much self-explanatory.
It was what it was. So then we move fast forward, and we are at the actual event, which again this is Meredith's soft opening. She has a new jewelry collection called Plated by Meredith Marks. She's accompanied by, of course, Seth and Brooks. She pops in the event. Everything is getting set up. Looks. It sounds like a really cool concept. She wanted to bring a product to the market between, I think it was anywhere from like $50 to $500. She wanted to stay within that price range. And some of the pieces I saw, they're actually kind of cute. So, if you're in the market for some jewelry like that, then y'all go check her out, I guess. And Heather and Monica, of course, arrived first because we just saw them. And Heather's so funny. She bought the butter that Meredith
churned butter.
And I don't think we said it before, but Meredith, of all the people, like, Meredith was really churning it up. Like she was
playing. She was not playing.
She was like, should we stop? Like, Meredith can be very funny at times if you're watching her.
That would have been
So
me. I would have seen it all the way through. I would have wanted to, if that's what we were doing, I would have wanted to see it.
I would have too. I definitely would have, but it was just so funny seeing her. At one point, she was like literally the only one at the table. Like, oh, should we stop now? Like, girl, oh my god.
It was Monica with the double hands. I said, Monica. Thank you, Monica.
It was a lot. It was a lot going on. I've never turned butter, so it was pretty neat to see that. Whitney, like we said before, Whitney does show up, and Meredith kind of right off the bat could tell something was going on with her. And Whitney, I can appreciate it because Whitney's the type of person that, like, very much like myself, although she was going through something, she didn't want to let that she didn't want to bring down Meredith. She didn't want to ruin her event. But at the same time, I'm the type of person the same way, especially something that magnitude is going to be written on my face. She told her what happened, the unfortunate news, and Meredith wasn't surprised by her reaction either. I knew that she would be very, very sympathetic to her in that moment. They embraced. This was a real moment, if you ask me. She was very, very appreciative also for the fact that Whitney, could set that aside for a second and still show up for her in that moment. That really spoke a lot, and I hope that they remain in a good place, because I think that that's a big thing in a friendship. And Heather also comes in. She also gives her condolences, tells Whitney to compartmentalize if she needs to. I'm saying all of this, y'all, because I'm trying to build the picture, y'all. If you watch the episode, everybody kind of was very, very sympathetic towards what Whitney had going on. Then Lisa then comes over and she completely ignores Whitney. She's like, I think I have something. No, I don't have that picture. But she like comes over and she starts trying to give Heather like some gifts or something. She's like kind of carrying on a bit, completely ignores Whitney. So Whitney's like, oh wow, okay, so that's what we're doing today. Okay. And I think Whitney was basing that off of the fact that just a couple weeks ago we saw that at her event, we saw at Whitney's event, she was upset with Monica and Lisa because they were being very disruptive, and she had to tell Lisa about herself. And as we have stated, and I think it was LaDonna, you touched on it. Lisa's that person, she don't want to hear that she is at fault for anything. She's never at fault for stuff. So Whitney kind of translated that over to like, okay, maybe that's why she's ignoring it. Like, okay, I see what type of time we're on. Okay, got it. Mind you, Lisa's the first one Whitney told about Sherry's passing the night prior. She texted her. So Lisa's very much aware, y'all, of what is going on in her so-called friend's life. Afterwards, Meredith takes over the mic. She's announcing the collection. She thanks Seth, of course. They show the pieces. Like I said, $50, between $50 and $500. Everything's all good. Yay, yay, yay. Everyone breaks to look at the jewelry, to make their purchases, to mix, mingle, and all that stuff. Once everyone breaks, Whitney and Monica they're off. They're kind of looking at one section of the jewelry or whatever. And who other than freaking Lisa comes over and again, completely just tone deaf. I don't even remember what she was saying. She was just like not even, again, acknowledging Whitney or anything that was going on. Whitney couldn't take it anymore. So as you can see right here, she starts to walk away and she says something along the lines of like, she needs to say hi to John and Seth or whatever. She's like, I can't. In disbelief. She walks away. Monica then takes this time to apologize to Lisa. She attributes everything to, again, trauma. the words of disconnected and pullback, and there was a lot of different language. I didn't really hone in on what exactly explicitly was said, but I do remember Monica saying, that Lisa shares with Monica, because I guess she's the only one at this point that didn't know that Jack was going to Colombia. She told her that, and of course that makes Monica a bit emotional, because that is the side of her identity that she has. She's not familiar with at all. That's her dad's side. So that was like super cool for her to hear. And Lisa's like, we're fine. We're fine. And she's like, okay, cool. Cause I always have to double check. That did make me laugh. I can't lie. Like Lisa put that in there real fast. It was funny. And then we got this, he must have been drunk. Seth was like trying to hook up Heather at one point too. Like we had a quick it was like, what is even going on here, dude? Like he was on 100 like he always is, and I literally thought of you and I started laughing. Like
that red cup, he got the red cup syndrome. You ain't gonna tell me that brother ain't got the red.
That's going to be Seth, y'all. He's going to be Seth. Lisa pulls Whitney aside to discuss her lunch with Meredith. Not to say condolences, not to check on her, not to give her a hug,
not to give her a hug,
ask if she can get her, anything, or like how are you doing? Not to do nothing, but to talk about the lunch that she had with Meredith. Which, hold on. Oh my gosh. You didn't remind me. I completely skipped over this scene.
Well, with Meredith and Lisa?
Yeah.
I said that about 10 times. You went past it. That's why mine was right and yours is wrong. Mine was right and yours is wrong.
No, you said that, but the first time you said that,
mine was on top of Mary, and mine was in a different order. Wow. Yeah, that's why, because I have it. Okay, just go back. Okay, before we go back to that scene, so we can finish this scene. Okay, go back.
We gotta go back, y'all. So just
for a minute, y'all. Just for a minute.
Like, I've never done that. Okay.
That's what I said. I was literally getting myself together and doing the
weeks off. It was 2
weeks.
And it's 2
That's all right. We coming Wednesday with I don't give a damn what kind. We coming Wednesday.
And I don't even have any pictures. That's the thing too. I don't have pictures for that scene, so I completely okay.
You do have commentary though.
Yeah. Okay, so we're back, y'all. So before some other things happened, Lisa and Meredith had sat down at a restaurant, whatever. They were dressed in the nines. They looked really good.
Very nice.
And Meredith asked Lisa if her and Monica got to a place of peace. And Lisa says, I think so, based on the little quick apology that she tried to give Monica at the Pioneer lunch. Lisa's like, I think so. I don't even know what the issue is. And it's frustrating to even have a conversation with her because they don't go anywhere. And Lisa also says that there's so much low-hanging fruit around Monica that if she wanted to attack, it wouldn't be hard.
Pause right there, sister. Isn't that the kettle calling the pot black? Because isn't that what she comes from Meredith for?
Exactly. Yeah, that's what you. Yeah.
Okay, I just want to.
Meredith calls her out literally right there out of confusion, because she's like, Angie. Well, first of all, first things first. You said to Angie something that made her think that I threatened her. Like, first of all, what's up with that? Lisa, of course, denies that by saying she told Angie, in quotes, whatever you said outside the restaurant, that's what I told her. Girl, okay.
So what did you say then? Since you repeat to me what you heard. You can't.
Yeah. We're just going.
I mean, that's what. Go ahead. I'm sorry, sister, because this part it frustrated me right here. I was frustrated.
like a lot for me too. And but have no fear, y'all. Production's always going to play the clip. So they played the clip from 2 months prior, and said exactly what she said, which is kind of one of those things. It's not even as much of a threat as it's you take it how you going to take it. And Meredith also asked this because she felt as though the phrasing that Lisa used when speaking on Monica was similar to what she said in regards to Angie, which was, the rumors, she's like, there's rumors about all of us out there. That doesn't mean they're true, false, anything like that. It just means that they exist, and that's what it is. A fact is a fact. And exactly, going back to what I said before about the low-hanging fruit and stuff like that, those two things are kind of run hand in hand. They kind of come from the same type of place, if you ask me. And Lisa's like, you know what? She says that she didn't say the same thing, and she doesn't like the whole, do you want me to say what I know about her husband? Like Lisa don't like that. She doesn't like that. She don't want no parts of that. That was not cool. She had an issue with that, and because of that, that is why she decided to pump the brakes on this whole rekindling the friendship with her and Meredith and all that. And at this point, Meredith's feeling like super disappointed because she's like, I thought we were in agreement that we discuss all things as they arise so they don't build up and we have the catastrophe that we had previously. So I'm not understanding. I'm kind of hurt right now that that's what's happening, what's going on. And after, some passionate statements, Lisa, like I said, she admits that she pumped the brakes after Palm Springs. And Meredith's like, okay, that's cool and all, but did you pump the brakes on you and Angie's friendship then?
She said no.
Lisa said no. I'm not supporting her. I don't support that. Like, I'm not supporting her. Y'all, if you guys have been watching these episodes and you know the truth, I don't feel as though, no, I think that Meredith was kind of more so on Angie's side with how she acted. And that's not me siding with one or another. That's me calling it exactly how we all probably saw it, which was, no, Lisa, you only pumped the brakes and you only were trying to hold Meredith to a certain standard whilst still remaining just as intact friend with Angie. So I don't really think that there was a resolution to that conversation. It kind of just ended there.
It wasn't. You're right.
And I'm actually bringing it a little bit forward, beating the two up right now. This actually made me upset that Lisa even was going to bring up this conversation with her and Meredith, because I felt as though that they're supposed to be like real friends or whatever. Like, I think there's a fine line between like, we're doing a show, we got to act a certain way, versus like, if we're really true friends. I don't even understand why she even wanted to have a conversation about this conversation with Whitney. I feel like that's exactly what Meredith is talking about. Like, that should stay between y'all. And the thing is, this, y'all, I don't even think this was a argument. It wasn't even an argument or nothing like that. It was two people speaking passionately their piece, I feel like, and trying to get on the same page, the same sheet of music with stuff. So again, this is where people say, Lisa, you be on your OFP type stuff. You be on your own effing program. It's either the way or the highway. You only see things the Lisa way. And I feel like this was a very, very good representation of that.
I agree with everything you just said. Like, I don't think Lisa listens to herself talk, or she thinks that she wants people to forget the things that she say. And we can't.
Not to mention, she's the queen of doing that exact same thing to the umpteenth power, because she's the one that got caught on a hot mic going off and saying stuff. Meredith still to this day, as far as I know, Meredith hasn't filled in any blanks more than what she shed in that clip. Lisa's the type of person that's going to lay it all out there when she gets too fed up. And we saw it this time. We saw it that time. And we actually going back forward, y'all, again, we actually got a little bit of that this end of this episode as well.
Lisa, why we had to go to this one. Mm-hmm.
She gets so vexed and so up in arms, she don't know how to contain herself, and it just starts spewing like wildfire out her mouth. Pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
Pay attention.
So we're gonna bring it back to the end of this, the last part of this segment, because that is a setup.
Yeah, that gives us our segue right into, again, going back to the Meredith Marks collection party, whatever. Lisa pulls Whitney aside to discuss her lunch, the lunch we just talked about with Meredith. And Whitney's like, girl, I don't even give an F right now, because I just lost my very best friend, or I just lost my best friend. And it was, I'm not gonna lie, it was very passive aggressive. Was I upset? Not at all, because I would have did the same exact thing. Like, how dare you come up to me trying to tell me any other thing other than I'm sorry for your loss.
How are you feeling today? I can't believe that you're here.
You want to go? Like, I totally understand that. I walk you to your car. Like what's going on? Like, how are you? Like,
right?
Friend, none of that. But before we can even dive deeper into that, Monica interrupts real quick to steal everyone's attention, to give them big box of alcohol. Yeah, that was like some rum and some Portuguese.
Bermuda rum.
These pastries.
Portugal.
She had an individual box for each of the women, and she took the time to give them all that, because, again, we know that things didn't go how they should have completely at the luncheon. Everybody was super excited, except for who looks not excited in this. Whitney looks like how someone would look that's in, whatever. Like, I could tell.
Yeah, right. She's still about the gesture,
y'all.
Look at the body language. The body language.
Like, y'all, yes, that really happened. That really happened. And so she gives those all out.
The fact that Lisa said that, I didn't want to be I didn't want to come off insensitive. I said, broad, if you don't get out my face, who ain't coming off insensitive? Have you even checked on your friend? You ain't even checked on her. Girl, that made me so mad when she said that part. I said, you don't want to come off insensitive. Oh, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I don't know. It sounds like you got a bucket full of excuses. So you don't know nobody that knows somebody that's friend has transitioned, whose parent has transitioned, who's somebody that's transitioned. You don't know what to do with that. Like, that doesn't make sense. Yes, our sis came in for a hot second. She's at work.
Hi.
Right. Yes, Monica did that. The gesture was really nice, especially because Monica don't got it going on like the other ladies do. So,
oh my God, that's crazy that you're saying that right now, because that's literally what I was about to say. I'm not a good person, because I can't lie, y'all. Whole time I was low-key thinking, I was like, how expensive was this? Because I heard that do you even have it? Anyway, I ain't counting nobody's pockets. I just had to throw that out there. But yeah, no, it was nice. Monica, I'm not even worried about Monica right now. We're worried about Lisa, because she just turned this into something that it didn't have to be turned into. This would never be a situation for somebody who sees themselves as a good friend. So, so after that, Lisa goes back in to probe Whitney further, and Whitney lets her have it, understandably so. And all Lisa could say in her defense was, because Whitney's like, girl, like, I literally texted her. This is all I've been talking about for the past 5 days. Like, how are you that tone deaf? And all Lisa could say was, I can't always keep a mental calculator of everything going on for everyone at all times in all moments. excuse me,
It's
what?
a cop out, girl. You're a cop out. Such a cop out. And you try to use these big sentences to say stuff that all you got to say is, girl, I'm not a good friend. Girl, I think about myself more than anything. I'm so sorry. Sometimes I'm self-absorbed. Sometimes I just can't get my head out of my own ass. I am so sorry. That's what you need to say.
Yeah, I effed up. And
Come
that's
on.
just that. And in her confessional, Whitney's like, bitch, do you need an abacus to keep track of that? Because I texted you just last night. Just last night. And all Lisa could say is, I have flowers coming to your house right now. I have flowers.
Oh my God, she said that one more time.
Blah, blah, blah. Like,
you should have brought the flowers with you.
Lacking, just completely just not even understanding what she did again. And things do start to get a bit disruptive. People are noticing people being like Monica, I feel like. And Whitney calls her out for lacking self-awareness. Lisa also said something along the lines of it being seen as triggering for others to see her speaking to Heather. So she was just checking to make sure that like it wasn't basically she was trying to scapegoat again and kind of use like you probably were just feeling the type of way because you saw it was Heather, not because I really did f up as a friend. You just, it was probably just because you saw me interacting with Heather of all people.
Mm-hmm.
Are you like literally grasping at straws was a person? That was Lisa in this scene, y'all. Mm-hmm. And he's like, no, she's very adamantly like, no, that wasn't it. No, that wasn't it at all. It was again because you were lacking complete self-awareness with this whole thing. And in Lisa's defense, she did say, again, grasping at straws. However, I can't not mention the fact that I think maybe in her confessional, she did say that, and we all know that we all do handle grief differently. However, do I believe that this was one of those situations where Lisa didn't know how to approach? She didn't really know she should bring it up because it was sensitive. No, I don't believe that. However, that is plausible, y'all. So sometimes people do that. Lisa just not one of those people this time. And Whitney's like, girl, I don't care about flat flowers. I want you. Literally, like, no. And she's like, everything's about you. I'm through with this. She literally storms off. She storms out. And also, I didn't write this down, but I thought this was funny. Like, Monica, like, I think that was Angie's box. I'm assuming she gave.
That is Angie's box. Angie didn't come. Yep, that's Angie's box.
She gave her box and her rum to some people that were already dipping their hands in it, which I thought was really funny. And Monica also is the one that mentions like, Whitney and Lisa just left. They were like arguing or whatever, like, which was funny.
Even Brooks,
huh?
I was like, even Brooks was told that Whitney's friend had transitioned, and he gave her a hug and hugged her.
Literally everybody, except for Lisa. Everybody except for Lisa Barlow. So Whitney storms out, and they have a few more exchanges of words in kind of like another room or area, and it kind of it's same thing. Lisa's not acknowledging what she did. Whitney is just, I think she's disgusted, flabbergasted, whatever you want to call it, that someone could be that just like disingenuous, oblivious, completely doesn't understand that you messed up. You're not being a good friend right now. So she's over it. And actually Lisa was kind of over it too. So much so that she had a lot of colorful words to say. She starts taking off her mic, in Lisa fashion. She, like I said before, came unhinged when, was like, she was just so through. She was just so fed up with it. Being cast as the person that she is, which can be someone who lacks self-awareness. She's taking off her mic. She's saying all types of stuff. you know what you want to see about putting people first. Why don't you like keep your effing mouth shut? No, you're not putting that back on me. And I heard also a very, very clear, audible F-U-C-K Whitney coming out of her mouth. And this was all classic Lisa, though, y'all. Are you surprised? No. And also, I will also ask you all, are we is it a coincidence that out of everybody in the building that it was only Lisa that failed to acknowledge the passing of Sherry? Is that a coincidence? Are we surprised?
Mm-mm.
I didn't think so.
I'm not.
I didn't think
not
so.
At all.
If anybody was going to fumble that, it was going to be Lisa. And I'm excited to see. I saw the preview, of course, and stuff. I'm excited to see where this conversation goes. I'm excited to see. Well, we're not going to. We won't address this whole mic moment and stuff like that.
Of course, but you know she's gonna turn into the weeping willow and be like, "I'm sorry, I don't know," and she's gonna be making up all kind of excuses for why she did and say F Whitney because she was under a lot of stress. I just felt like people were coming for me. Again, it's gonna be about you, thinking about you, about how you feel in this moment when it's clearly not about you, but we're gonna find out. That's what it's gonna do, because that's what she does. Lisa says stuff, gets the attention of everybody, and then turns around and be like, "I'm sorry, I just couldn't deal with it, and I don't know." And I'm just gonna be like, "Okay, again, Lisa. Okay."
Yeah. A lot for me at the end there. It was very, very, I mean, I pretty much said everything I was going to say. We saw a classic bit of Lisa Barlow in her glory. I'm not surprised that, again, it was her of all people that messed that up.
On the hot mic moment.
100%. I wasn't surprised by that either. I was 100% on Whitney's side with this. I don't have anything really to say about anybody else because this was really just about them two and that exchange. I did kind of see, though, I don't think we're done with this because I did see Whitney. I want to say I did see Whitney rejoin everybody, go back into the main room and stuff like that. So I don't know if this is this, but yeah, I that was wild to me. Like, you can never look me in my face and tell me you're my friend. And
I hate when they go on to trips with this kind of turmoil going on. It makes the trip so, in the beginning, so weird. It makes the whole thing weird.
Contrary to popular belief, many of us as viewers, we actually don't like to see them in complete discourse and things be so divided and stuff. It's not as fun. And we get this a lot on a lot of these we get this on a lot of the shows, you know, have fun as viewers. But at the same time, at least with this, because this was a real situation that occurred, of course, no one's going to fake that the passing of their friend or anything like that. So this really did occur, and whatever as far as Whitney and this and all that, for me, it's let the chips fall where they may, because I can't tell anybody how to feel in this, because I would be on 1,000 too. I would be on 1,000. I'm not messing with you. You know, I'm really my friend too, right there, right now.
I know if anything is gonna make them change their mind or make the day get better or make relationships get better, is looking at that ocean, that water off the beach. in Bermuda. That water, ooh, child. As soon as they showed her talking about running out there, talking about, I'm about to catch a fish, and then fall in the water, I was like, yeah, no, you're not going to catch a fish with your bare hands. It's not going to happen quite like that. But those waters are so beautiful. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen next week. And just for the rest of the season, to see how this is going to play out. Are we really going to have some friendships that are really going to be real meaningful friendships? Do you think Meredith and Lisa are really going to become real good friends again? Or you think that their relationship is they're both like, because Lisa clearly is showing us that she don't trust Meredith. Which Meredith has shown us and doubled down on the fact that I don't threaten anybody. All I'm saying is that I just have information and I know some things, but I'm not doing anything with that information. I'm just saying. And everyone knows it's like, Meredith, stop doing that. Grow up and stop. And unless you're going to speak on it and say what it is and where you got your source from and all that, don't even bring it up. Don't even talk about it. Let them do what they've been doing. Same thing with Angie's husband. Y'all bring these rumors up. Oh, the rumor's been around for a long time. Okay. Well, if they have, and Angie hasn't heard of them, why haven't y'all went to Angie first? Did you hear that your husband was accused of woo-wop-de-wop? No, y'all ain't do that. Y'all waited for some things to happen, and then y'all decided, oh, you know what? I'm going to bring it up right now. And let's see what she does with it. It's like, you guys, good luck for the rest of the season, because I hope it gets better. I mean, as far as their friendships are concerned, but the way things are happening, it looks like so much conniving behavior. So we shall see.
We shall see, y'all. But I hope y'all enjoyed our commentary on both episodes. We still have a bit more to go in this season. I think hopefully we're finally going to be on the trip maybe next week. Hopefully, I don't know. We'll see. But y'all, like we said in the beginning, please let us know your thoughts and your feelings and all of that good stuff in the comments below. And don't forget to like the video, like on both channels. Stay tuned. Subscribe to our channels. Share our channels. Do all the things that you could do. Possible. Don't forget to check the description boxes below. And yeah, that's really all I got.
So we got y'all. Thank y'all for joining us. We appreciate y'all every time y'all come in. Playback Gang, we love y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with us every week. We appreciate y'all. Y'all could be anywhere and y'all with us. So yeah, we appreciate y'all, and we see y'all next week for episode 13, y'all.
We'll be back for episode 13. We'll see y'all then. Bye.